Hello, friend. I've got a book here about shapes. It's a picture book about shapes.
Hi, Mr. Pearrow.
Hi, Stacy Lou.
What's a picture book?
Well, a picture book is a book with just pictures, and as you look at the book, you can talk about the pictures with a friend. And I was about to talk about this book with my friend.
Okay.
So let's read this. It's called Shapes, Shapes, Shapes. Even the front cover of the book has a lot of shapes on it. Let's see what shapes are in this book. There's arcs or crescents and hearts, circles, hexagons, ovals, rhombuses, rectangles. We call diamonds rhombuses sometimes. Squares, stars, trapezoids, and triangles. So what shape do you see here?
A triangle.
Yes, and I see a star.
Oh.
Look at this picture.
I see an oval.
Oh yes, that fruit is kind of shaped like an oval.
Is that a big grape?
I don't know. Maybe it is, or it might be a kiwi. I see lots of
Circles.
and some little some squares.
Squares.
And the spoons are ovals. Wow, there's a lot of shapes there. Wow.
I see a circle.
Oh, there. Yes, I see them. And some squares, some little squares here.
Oh, rectangle windows.
Rectangles. What about this one? I see this shape that's like a trapezoid here.
I see a triangle.
Oh, let's see. Oh, right there.
And circles.
Oh, there they are, some circles for the wheels. Wow. Oh, this is an interesting picture with shapes. What are these main shapes here?
Triangles.
Yes, so they're up the mountain, down and back triangles. But I notice a shape here. If you could see all the points on it, it would look like a rhombus.
Yeah.
But what about this shape with the triangles inside it?
That's a square.
Yeah, it kind of looks that way, or maybe a rectangle if it's a little longer here. And notice you can make, with 4 triangles, you can make that rectangle or shape. What about this page?
There's lots of circles.
Lots of circles. Mainly, that's the whole shapes. Most of the shapes in it are circles. There's maybe a rectangle right there. Wow, what a mess. Look at these little shapes here.
More squares.
More squares. What else do we see there?
I see a heart.
Oh, I see it too. There it is. We can trace it with our finger. And in this picture, they're playing a game called hopscotch. What shapes are they using?
I think those are more squares.
Yeah, maybe. Well, from their perspective, as they made them, there's a square here, and then you join them together, and it makes a big rectangle. So you could make this rectangle with 2 smaller squares.
Yep.
Wow. Baskets.
I see a circle
Oh, yeah.
and rectangle.
Oh, I see some too. The shapes of the baskets are rectangles. Here's some rectangles up here. In this picture, it says to me, a square is like a box. A square is like a box. It has 4 sides. They're all the same. A square is like a box. I see some other shapes too.
Rectangles.
And
A circle.
yay. Oh, this is lots of shapes here. Wow.
see lots of triangles.
Lots of triangles. I see this big triangle right here.
Is that a trapezoid?
Oh, maybe so, right here. Maybe the shape right there, a trapezoid. You could get a trapezoid right here. Here's one line and here's the other line, and then follow the angled sides up to the top line. I see some rhombuses right here. Wow, lots of shapes there. What about this man with these buildings? What do you see there?
I see lots of rectangle windows. And squares too.
Little squares right there. The bike rack makes a square, or excuse me, a rectangle. Look at this big shape. It's almost a trapezoid. What's the first shape you see in this picture?
Circles.
Lots and lots.
And the lady has a rectangle purse.
She sure does. Maybe a trapezoid back here. Oh, what's in this picture?
Stars.
Beautiful, beautiful. And down here, kind of an arc or a crescent. Wow, that's nice. Some nice pictures there. Some shapes. Whoa.
There's a big rectangle.
That's the main picture there. A big rectangle. This picture is interesting here where they're building a house. What shapes interest you?
I see a square.
Yep, a square.
And triangles.
Wow, look at those triangles. If you're very careful, you can see this line of this tree, and it lines up with these two slanted lines, and it comes, and then they come down with this other line.
Trapezoid!
Yeah, we've got a trapezoid. Wow, some other little rectangles here. That's interesting. Oh, here's a girl doing her hair. She's putting some barrettes in. I see.
A circle. An oval.
Ah, there's an oval.
A heart.
Ah.
And rectangle.
And that rectangle has an oval inside it. This must be her lunch.
That looks good.
It does.
Really healthy too.
Yeah, a lot of healthy food there. This is interesting. This sandwich is shaped like a
square,
but inside it are two
triangles.
So if you cut a square in half from one corner across to the other corner, you'll make two triangles, and so we see that two triangles can make a square.
Yep.
Lots of other shapes here too. Here's a
heart.
Oh, and then stars.
And oval.
An oval egg.
And circles.
And a circle inside. Oh, look, here's a
rectangle
and lots of squares on this placemat here. Wow, lots of shapes in this book. Now, what's the first shape you've noticed when you look at this picture?
Circles.
I think so. I see those just right off. That's the first thing I notice. And then I notice these.
Rectangles.
Rectangle windows. The boat is kind of a long shape, more like a rectangle, but it has a point.
Almost a trapezoid.
Almost. Wow, this house looks like a mess, but there's some shapes in it.
I see lots of rectangles.
Yep, lots of rectangles. And this looks kind of like a half of a trapezoid. I don't know if you could kind of draw the line right here, it might be a little more of a trapezoid.
And almost hexagon.
Almost hexagon too. Wow. Oh, here's a street vendor selling things on the street. You see these.
Circles.
And a three-dimensional circle is called a sphere. So these balls are spheres.
Spheres.
And this ball is a sphere. And then we've got this.
That an oval?
It's kind of an oval shape. But look at this. What's here?
Triangle.
Triangles. And then if you go with both of them, this flat part here and this flat part. What have we got?
A trapezoid.
Another trapezoid. And I see some lines. Wonder what shapes those would be if we followed them all the way. Here's a picture of two twins. They're playing instruments.
Oh,
Look
a
at
triangle.
Yes, this one has a triangle, and that's what the name of the instrument is, a triangle. This instrument is a tambourine, but it's the shape of a
circle.
And then both of them have
lots of triangles on their shirts.
Oh, here's the picture from the front of the book.
Oh,
what do you see the most of there?
I see triangles.
Lots of triangles.
And lots of little squares on his shoes.
Yes, lots of little squares. Then I see a big square right here. What about this shape under his foot?
That's a rhombus.
It is. And notice, if we turn it to the side, it looks like a square. Wow. Now this picture, some of the shapes are a little harder to see. We can see some
triangles.
Some little triangles in the shoes. And I think some rhombuses in the shoes. What about the foothold?
Oh, that's an oval.
And the table.
That looks like a circle.
It does look like a circle. The angle of it makes it look like an oval. And she has all kinds of squares or rectangles on her skirt. Oh, here's a painter. There's some interesting shapes he's made with his ladders.
There's triangles.
I see those.
And that bar on the top makes it into a trapezoid.
Look at that. That's right, Stacy Lou. That's a trapezoid. I see some other rectangles and squares. This picture is kind of hard to find shapes.
That box is a rectangle.
Ah, that's right. He's left his wrench out here. I see this hoop shape off of this net. It kind of looks like a crescent. Maybe some shapes here. Oh, some ovals. The lady at the laundromat. What shapes do you see there?
I see circles.
Oh, there's some circles. And some little squares right there.
Her basket is almost a trapezoid.
Almost. Oh, I wonder, we're talking about shapes, but I noticed these numbers. We have a 1, 2, and 4. Wonder what number she's hiding.
Maybe a 3.
Maybe so. Let's try it and count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably a 3. This hanger rack is interesting. I see some shapes here.
Oh, rhombuses.
Oh, look at all the rhombuses. Up and down. And the rhombuses are made out of?
Triangles.
Triangles. That's interesting. So, if you cut a rhombus in half, you will have 2 triangles. And then these hangers are?
More triangles.
More triangles.
Wow. Oh, and crescents for the tops.
Oh, yep, that kind of looks like that. And then we have this picture. What's the first picture you see there? The first shape you see there?
Hexagons.
Oh, you noticed the hexagons? Here's the hexagons.
6 sides.
Let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a hexagon has 6 sides. And all the hexagons are inside a circle. And there's a circle in the center. Wow. Well, that's a great book of shapes, shapes, shapes.
Wow, that was a lot of shapes.
It sure was. And that was a sure fun book to read.
Well, see you later, friend. Bye, Mr. Pearrow.
Bye, Stacy Lou. Well, friends, thank you for joining us as we looked at this book about shapes. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to watch for more videos in the description below. Especially look for a video about the shape game. Bye. See you later, friend.